Hi, my name is Riku Wu. I am doing an interview and it is required to be recorded. May I have this opportunity to do this interview with you and also record it for school purposes?
Hello, Ricky. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Yes, you may record this video for school purposes.
Okay, first off, can we start by asking you how did you come up with the idea of starting these events in different communities?
Well, this event started because as a kid growing up, I loved the sport of basketball, and I thought it was something that could bring people in the community together. So I decided I want to be able to do it for kids. So I decided to start my own events around different communities.
And have you been doing these events for a really long time?
Well, we've been doing these events for 3 years now. We try to do two a month.
Okay, what was it like setting up these events at first?
Well, at first, setting up the events took a lot of time, the preparation, gathering people, and just getting everything needed to have a successful event.
Okay. Were there any difficulties with the first time setting up these events?
Well, for sure, the first time of anything, you're gonna have some bumps in the road. So our first time, we just had some difficulties with the amount of volunteers we had, but we learned from that mistake, and the next event, we were prepared.
Well, how or what did you do to overcome these challenges?
Well, for the challenge such as volunteers, we have our own volunteers in our group, but also we needed extra volunteers such as parents, anyone in the community that wanted to help out. And as time went on, we got more parents involved and helping out.
Okay. Up to today's date, are there still any of the challenges that were the same as when you first started?
Well, not really. I'm not going to say we're 100% perfect because nothing is perfect. But no, there aren't that many challenges that we're dealing with currently.
So, does the event is there only the sport of basketball involved or are there any like other sports as well?
Well, at the moment, we're currently at basketball only, but for the near future, we are planning other sports, maybe soccer. We're considering the ideal. We're planning it out so we don't have the difficulties or the faults that we had when it came to basketball.
Okay, where do you have these events? Like where do you have these events?
Well, we try to have these events anywhere that has a roof. So indoor facilities, we try to find an indoor facility in any neighborhood that we're going to, a safe neighborhood for the kids. So in order to prevent rainouts or something, we just have indoor events.
Okay. But wait, how many times did you mention you have these events per year?
Well, we try to have two a month, but we exclude Christmas, well, the month of December because that's Christmas time, that's family time. So we try to exclude that month.
Okay. And for your event, is there like an entrance fee or how does this work?
No, it's all for giving back to the kids in the community, so there is no entrance fee.
Okay.
So you just gotta register. That's about it.
Okay. But you mentioned you have your own volunteers, but you also said you look for volunteers. Is there any other specific places that you ask for volunteers, or is it just from the community?
Well, our volunteers, when it comes to our volunteers, we are open. It doesn't have to be only the people in the community. It can be people outside of the community that just want to help and volunteer. They're more than welcome to, and we accept them.
Okay. But what happens if one of the kids that is attending your events get hurt? What do you guys do?
Well, for our volunteers, they're not only regular volunteers. We have some doctors. We have our volunteers have specific reasons to be there. Some of them specialize in certain things, and some of them specialize in other things. But some of them are just regular helpers. So we do have some doctors on hand.
Okay. But okay, so then if you have these special doctors on hand, were there any like possible injuries in the past, which is why it made you guys so prepared for injuries in the future?
No, we didn't have any specific injuries, major injuries that happened, but we just wanted to be safe when it came to dealing with kids. So, in order to prevent any injuries or prevent something happening, we had doctors there just to be ready.
Okay. What about adults? You said these events were for kids in the community. What about, is the event also like for adults?
Well, it's not necessarily for adults, it's just the kids in the community, just giving them an event to go to, have fun, and just mesh with other kids.
Okay. Okay. So how does it work? After a kid signs up, how are the kids divided evenly so that everyone is matched up evenly?
Well, then that's when it ranges to our volunteers that are there to be part of the games itself. So we try to put our kids into age group 8 to 9, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, and then we sort them out with different volunteers.
Okay. So, but how many kids would you say sign up per event?
Per event, we have about 50 to 100 kids.
In every single event?
Every single event, that's our range. We've never had less than 50. We've been doing good so far, and I'm hoping it stays that way.
But is it difficult since there's such a large amount of kids in your events? Is it hard to keep these kids under control from all the noises?
It's very hard to keep them under control. But like I said, we have lots of tremendous volunteers that are doing everything possible to just make sure that these kids have fun. The goal is to have fun. Like, yeah, kids may yell, they may scream, they may fall, they may do anything, but we just want them to have fun at the end of the day.
Okay. But okay, so after kids they sign up for your event, where can they find the schedule or is it provided when you enter the gate?
The schedule is provided on the registration sheet. It's all there on the flyouts that we're sticking around, sharing around. It's all on the paper.
Okay. What about snacks? If you have the audience, are they provided with snacks or do they have to buy it from a specific area?
No, we provide the food, we provide drinks for the kids and the volunteers and adults that are there.
Okay. Since there are no entrance fee and there's the snacks are provided, how do you get like sponsored with these snacks to give to the environment?
Well, we go out, I provide most of my money, but we also look for sponsors that are providing us with anything they can provide us with, we are accepting. So we are sponsored by different brands to provide different things for us.
Okay. How do you feel seeing the joy of the kids when they are enjoying the sports that they're currently playing?
Well, that's what brings my joy. Seeing the kids happy makes me happy. Knowing that I'm able to make them happy makes me happy. So anything that I can do to constantly improve and do for the kids, I will continue trying to do that.
Okay. How is it event like what does the winner of the event get?
Well, the winner of the event gets shoes. We try to give out shoes to everyone, but the winner of the event gets a different type of shoe than all the other kids get.
Okay. But is there any other events that are similar to yours that competes for the kids signing up for their events?
Yes, we have different competitors, like I'd say, but I think for my event self, it's all about the kids and giving back to the community. That's why there's no entrance fee. That's why there's no charge for drinks or food. It's all about the kids and giving back.
Are you looking to expand on your event? So maybe just not just in the community, but around the entire island?
Well, yeah, our event, we are planning to expand it to different communities around the islands. But for right now, we're going to different communities. And as time goes on, we would love to improve.
How would you compare your first event to your most recent event? What changes have you done to make sure that your events are improved and much better and safer environment for the kids?
Well, that's a really good question. Comparing my first event to my last event, I'd say my first event, there were some difficulties with when it came to volunteers, dealing with the kids, lack of resources. But the last event, we had a tremendous turnout when it came to volunteers, having all the equipment ready, the snack, the drinks, everything was on point. Can't complain.
So, what would be your favorite part about doing these things for the kids?
It's all about giving back. Seeing growing up in the community, I realized there wasn't much giving back. And I realized how I enjoyed the sport of basketball growing up. And I try to put those two things together, giving back and bringing the game of basketball into the community more.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for taking your time out of the day to answer these questions for me for my interview. And I would thank you once again and hope you have a pleasant night.
Thank you, you too.